So I've got the Vivo X200 Pro, the OnePlus 13, the iPhone 17 Pro, all the big flagships out there. But when it comes to my daily drive phone, I always end up with this, the S25 Ultra or the Z Fold 7 every single time. And the reason is simple. Samsung gives you features that you don't really see in other phones out there, not even the iPhones. And in this video, I'm going to show you some super useful, some super underrated Samsung features that make the iPhones and the other phones look not so pro. So let's start with what's probably my favorite Samsung feature right now. I'm talking about the anti-reflective screen. Now before you say, let me just show you. Just check this out. I'm watching the same video on both the phones and Samsung screen looks so much matte, so much clear. The good thing is you don't see light reflections or your face on the screen and you don't have to change the way you're holding the phone. So as the S25 Ultra's anti-reflective coating kind of destroys the iPhone 17 Pro, and it's not just this phone. Even last year's Galaxy S24 Ultra cuts down more reflections and glare, and I think that says a lot. And this may seem like a pretty good, okay feature for many people, but when you're sitting by a window in your office with sunlight hitting the screen, or when you're walking outdoors with the sun on your head, it just feels so much more visible compared to any other phone. And this is just an underrated thing to have and something that you just get used to and you cannot go back. And if you're among the 99% of the people who apply screen guards on your phone, there isn't an anti-reflective screen guard available for Apple officially, whereas Samsung does provide an anti-reflective screen guard, so you're even covered there. And then there's the S Pen. I know Samsung kind of downgraded with the S25 Ultra with no Bluetooth, but this still has so many underrated features. See this, you can directly pull it out, start writing notes without unlocking your phone. It makes that satisfying sound as if you're writing on paper. It even helps with one very underrated feature called AI Select, and this does a lot of cool things. Like when you're browsing the web, you can select any image and save it as a cropped screenshot, or share it, set it as wallpaper, or even start generative edit without downloading the image at all. You can also select a YouTube video or a reel and create a GIF directly from here. If you get a long message on WhatsApp, you can instantly summarize it or even correct grammar then and there. Now, another great Samsung feature which probably has no competition at all is Tap to Pay, which is awesome. You can just add your debit cards or your credit cards in Samsung Wallet and you don't have to carry your physical wallet anymore. You can tap and pay with your phone like this for fuel, food, or even shopping. And I've been using this for years now and it works every single time, everywhere. And you know it, Apple Pay does not work in India. And on a side note, the Samsung Wallet can also connect to your DigiLocker account and have all your digital IDs, documents. And you can even store your train, flight, and movie tickets. So again, that's super useful. Now, another feature I use a lot when I'm traveling is Samsung DeX, which is again so good. All you need is an external display like even a TV or a monitor, and you can turn your phone into a full-blown PC using a Type-C cable or even wireless. It's your choice. So just turn on DeX, maybe pair a Bluetooth keyboard, and boom, your work setup's ready with a proper work-like desktop UI, and there's even proper multitasking. Or you can just stream Netflix or Prime on the hotel TV without logging into your account or any of that mess. And this is super useful and something you can only dream of in an iPhone. Now next up is Secure Folder, which is like a private space you have inside your phone and it feels like a different phone in your phone. Get it? Secure Folder, you can keep separate apps and files, like use Instagram with a completely different account. Keep your private files, they are study resources too, and no one will know, and nothing in here shows up anywhere in the rest of your phone. And this stays logged with a password different from your lock screen. You can move your files or media back and forth between Secure Folder, and everything stays encrypted with Samsung Knox. And here's the fun part. You can even hide apps inside Secure Folder, change its icon, or hide the folder completely from everywhere on the phone, so no one even knows it exists unless it's your me time. You get the idea. And guess what? When you switch to a different Samsung phone, you have the option to back up the Secure Folder and restore all of its data to the newer phone. So this next one is actually a lifesaver. So not many people know that Samsung gives you unlimited cloud data backup, and it's only temporary, but it's super useful. This is the unlimited cloud backup I'm talking about, and you get this for only 30 days. But when you're giving your phone for repair or switching to a new phone but want to sell this before, you can create a cloud backup with all of your apps, all of your photos, videos, files, all of the data, and this will stay on Samsung Cloud for 30 days. And in the meanwhile, you can always restore it back when you get back the phone or you get a new phone. Now, obviously, you can only restore this backup on a Samsung phone, but no other brand gives this, only Samsung, not even Apple, so pretty good. Then there's the customization option. I know iPhones have come a long way in terms of customization. You can finally place your icons anywhere you want, There's a dark theme for icons, even those clear and themed color options. It's so good. But then enters the good lock daddy. I mean, just look at this. And Good Lock from Samsung takes customization from usual Android level to God level. I mean, you can not only change the app icon size, but do this. I mean, you get this full DIY home screen where you can place icons however you want, even on top of each other. You can even add stickers here, basically do whatever you like, go crazy. You can also change your phone's animations, how fast or slow apps open, or how much blur you want on icons or the wallpaper. You can even fully customize the quick panel, redesign the keyboard the way you like, even add custom buttons like your favorite emoji. Honestly, there's a lot more to Good Lock, and we made a dedicated video on Good Lock, so you can check it out. But the point is, this is what you call making your phone truly yours. And it's not just Good Lock, there's so many tiny yet underrated Samsung features that you only find in obviously Samsung phones. And maybe iPhones will add that in like 5 years' time, call it an upgrade. Remember dual video recording? For example, you can record calls without any warnings, set videos as your lock screen wallpaper. Yeah, I know a lot of you want to set this on your lock screen. You can even set video alarm. So you can wake up with a video of that one dream car you need to, get up and work your ass off for. And you can even set call background. So when you get a call, your iPhone friends go like... And that's not everyone's hyping up iPhone's dual recording feature. Well, check this out. In Samsung, you can literally select the lenses from all the cameras. You can shoot in PIP mode or in split screen mode. So much control that iPhones don't give you. Samsung also has better multitasking features. I mean, we all know split screen and stuff, but there's this 90-10 split feature to jump between apps like this, and this is so useful. I mean, all of that is already a lot, but I didn't even talk about the AI features here, just like the iPhone 17 event. I mean, everyone kind of knows that Samsung has the best AI features on a phone right now. I mean, just check this out. And for circle search, we all know that I can just press hold here and circle around anything. On iPhone, you got to take a screenshot, open it, then highlight the object to search it. And even then, it just shows a small feed, not full results. And see this, when I ask both Gemini and Siri the same thing, Gemini gives me the answer directly. Siri first goes like, do you want me to use ChatGPT to answer that? And this happens every single time, which is like super annoying. And after all of that, the answer still comes from ChatGPT. I mean, I'd rather use a ChatGPT widget rather than using what is probably just a glorified ChatGPT wrapper. And with Gemini and Gemini Live, the AI can look around the room, help you find stuff, tell you how to cook with what you have, help you fix or use things you don't know of, or even try new hairstyles or kurtas on you. This AI is just way ahead. Now, obviously, you can say that Gemini is a Google thing. So let's talk about Galaxy AI. See, both of these phones can remove background objects from photos, but the results are not even close. I took this photo of Nick Fury and removed the eye patch, and Samsung recreated the entire face perfectly. Apple, on the other hand, looks confused for God knows what. At this point, I'm just fine using Google Photos Magic Eraser on iPhones. Samsung also has Drawing Assist. You can draw anything and turn it into an image right inside the Notes app or even in Gallery. I mean, I literally doodled a doggo in this photo. It actually came out pretty good. Apple also has this image wand thing in the Notes, but to use it, you have to draw something, then tap on the wand, then tell Apple what you tried to draw, and that's peak intelligence that still needs my intelligence. What? Samsung also has writing tools that work everywhere. You can use it to write Instagram captions, Facebook posts, or a WhatsApp message, which you can't do on an iPhone. And even in apps like Twitter, where both work, Samsung understands the context. It knows it's a social post and gives you something that actually sounds like my tweet, where Apple AI copy pastes an essay from ChatGPT. There's also other small stuff like Samsung lets you remove noise from videos in Gallery in one tap, and even the voice recorder app. On iPhones, it only works for videos and you gotta do it manually. So the whole Gemini plus Galaxy AI combo kind of eats Apple intelligence for breakfast, lunch, even dessert. And if these were all some big, some tiny reasons I keep coming back to Samsung phones, honestly, every time I think I'm done, it just gives me that one more reason to stay. Kind of like, thank you for watching. Siri, how good is Galaxy AI?